Hello friends, welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom and welcome back to Loughlin's Park. So today we are building a Microraptor Aviary, which is right next to the Triceratops habitat. So I built this one live on stream, so some of you guys may have seen it. But we're just going to go over my thought process with the building and let you know the state of Loughlin's as well. So I had a little bit of a hiccup with Loughlin's. Basically, when I was live streaming, I couldn't save the park for a very bizarre reason. And I had this issue before with Elmwood, which we don't talk about Elmwood because it crashed and I lost my entire park. But essentially that's what potentially could have happened. So I was a bit like, OMG, what am I going to do kind of scenario. But it essentially crashed my whole PC whilst I was streaming, which is never a good thing. I mean, it's never a good thing when you're on your own and it crashes, but when you're actually live streaming, it makes it slightly worse. So I kind of scrambled about, got back online, tried to open up the stream, open up the game. Nothing was lost whilst I was building because we prefabbed what I was making beforehand. So that was kind of a good thing in hindsight. So we jumped back into the park. Again, had an issue with the whole saving scenario. So I just had to end my stream. So apologies for anyone who came along to the stream and it was cut short. But yeah, I've since fixed it. So it's a problem with my anti-software that I have to give it permissions, because if I don't, then my anti-software is like, oh, it's there's viruses, blah blah blah, which is ridiculous. But anyway, and just in case it ever happens to you guys, if you get this like loading screen while you're trying to save and you're like, okay, this is definitely not saving, maybe have a look at your anti-software, or it could just be that this just needs patched over because the 0.4 just came out. So I just thought I'd quickly address that straight away, and let's get back into this video. So here I am faffing about with the netting on this build. I was going to have something quite fancy, and then we just thought, okay, no, we'll just make it netting because it's a lot easy. I say netting, it's more like mesh. So yeah, it did take a little while to try and get this all lined up. I think it actually looks pretty good whilst I was faffing about on live stream. So yeah, Microraptors. I have done pretty much an aviary in all my parks. This one I decided to have a viewing platform at the back. So before I have made them so it's more of a staff area. There is a little hidden staff area within this building as well. And also I have decided to put in implied habitat. So this is what I'm building in this little section here. Just trying to map out all the shape. Also, do be aware that it does change from this horrible green colour, and we change it to a nice white. I actually don't mind the green. It's kind of funny because when we were building this, we were looking at the dinosaurs, and I was like, oh, my favourite colour for the dinosaurs is green, but I don't like green in buildings. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of got that nice forest vibe to it, which is it's great, but also I do actually change out the colour in the end. And then this section is just railings to make sure our guests don't yeet themselves off the edge. So this is me just trying to figure out how to put in some access points for our pushchair and wheelchair guests. So I keep on doing this. I keep on using the toilets as a elevator, which I think is going to work because hopefully when the guests are a little bit more interacting with the scenery and things like that, hopefully they'll go into the actual toilets and then, come out eventually. So it'll probably look like they are going through in and out of the elevators. I say elevators in the little quote marks. They might be coming out of them way too fast. Also, I don't actually have much toilets in this park. It's something that I should probably put more toilets in, but I've never really thought about it. Also, we don't really have much food places because I just keep on making implied food trucks, which is my favorite thing ever. Yeah, so we're just faffing about with the roof now. I thought I'd just keep this in here just to show you the awkward shapes that I was dealing with, trying to use the stretch tool to get it all lined up. Funnily, I don't tend to build on the grid. Here is me actually building on the grid for the roof to get that into position as well. And then I think we actually head inside to do the interior. So this all gets changed from the green to a blue colour. And then we go away and put in the door here. I kind of struggled with that door a little bit. You'll see that a little bit later on. And then this is actually just the inside of the Microraptor habitat. So lots of rocks, lots of foliage. And then I decided that back wall, it looked really, really plain. So one of the things was rocks, to put like this fake rock wall on. And I'd done that with Archaeopteryx habitat before. And it does look really cool, but I just wanted to change things up a little bit. So I decided to get these logs and try to make like a fake log wall, which doesn't look too bad. I was thinking about making the whole thing a log wall, but I was like, oh, maybe this is just overkill. So we've just went away and put in a little bit, and then just putting in some greenery as well, just to show that they've been sitting there for quite a while. The nature is just growing on top of them. So I do think it looks quite natural, looks quite good once it is all finished. Now I do have a little fun fact about the Microraptors currently in game, which is going to get changed out, but I did actually open up a challenge map, which is one of the new updates in the beta 0.4, and I tried my hardest to create a map for you guys, and I thought, right, new challenge, excellent. But one of the things is with the Microraptors and the Archaeopteryx, as soon as you put them down into your park, they're fine. They will bring in some kind of cash. But also, they will take away a lot of cash because they don't actually save when you exit out of the game. So when I went back into my challenge map, my Archaeopteryx and my Microraptor weren't there anymore. And they are quite costly to put into your park. Off the top of my head, I think they're about 5k per Microraptor, and you can put 10 of them in. Again, I might be totally making that up. But yeah, essentially, I lost a lot of money within my challenge park. And I was playing on hard as well, because why would you do things easy? Why would you try and learn the game easily? So yeah, a little bit buggy, the challenge map, but that's okay, because I'm hoping that when the game comes out on the 27th, the early access, hopefully things will be ironed out a little bit better in terms of the money, and hopefully the actual aviary animals do stay in place, because that would be lovely, so we could start our challenge map. I do have a slight concerns about the challenge map, because when it gets dark, it gets super dark. You cannot see anything that you're building. There is a torch within the game that you can put on, which is not fantastic either. And I was like, faffing about with the gamma settings as well to try and brighten it up. So a little bit of a tricky one there. I might have to open up a Sandox park, but have the money filter on, just so I can control the time of day, which I still need to experiment with. Anyway, that's just like a little thought process of what I was thinking about going kind of forward with Prehistoric Kingdom. So this is me just making the backstage area here. So we've got a little kitchen, which I have stolen from my other part of the park, which is for the Tyrannosaurus. So same kind of setup here. We've got some bins underneath here. I thought it was kind of just nice to have them on display. The sink there that they can wash their hands and stuff before they go away and give the Microraptor whatever they're needing. Then I just put in some kind of small backstage area stuff here. So little table there for them to sit down. And then here is just a whiteboard. So on this whiteboard is just information that it will say, this is the food, this is when they're going to get fed. Then I put in a couple of boxes here. So this is supposed to be like a profile for the Microraptor. So it would have a picture of them and then maybe their vitals and all that kind of stuff for them to look at. And then here I just thought I'd put in a little chart so they could maybe, think about how much food they're consuming or how many guests that's been in the habitat or around the habitat. So yeah, just kind of like fun things. And then this is just like a little sweep up area. And then I thought, why not put some coat hooks on the wall? Because coat hooks are essential for any business. And then this is just the implied habitat that I was going to go for. I have seen someone use the dung beetles and throw them in, so they're actually moving about, and I thought that is absolutely a cracking idea. So I am going to be stealing that for another habitat. I'm thinking about doing like an indoor habitat for some of the smaller dinosaurs, so we'll probably do a little implied dung beetle habitat as well when we get around to that one. So I am going to hop into our live part of the chat. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, I thought I'd show you guys how moody this game is when there is cloud cover, which makes it look like Scotland, to be honest. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is my home country, because it is honestly this moody and horrible and wet. Well, maybe we do need a little bit of rain, but this is currently cloud cover and it is super dark, even though this is currently, I believe it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, maybe it's not that bleak in Scotland, but also it kind of is. Don't worry, I'm just about to change it so you guys can see everything better. Okay, that's a lot better. So we've got our new suit of Triceratops in here. They are extremely loud. You alright, friend? I do like to kind of just watch the dinosaurs every now and then. Like, literally, I'll just come into the park, open it up, and just watch them. Just look at them in all their absolute glory. So this is the Microraptor Aviary. I don't believe there's Microraptors in here because I've literally just opened up the park. So bear with me. Okay, so we now have our Microraptors in. They are absolutely chirping away, doing their thing. So there's about 30 of them in here. We've got 3 of the tree posts there. Lots of foliage for them to nestle on or whatever. We've got the netting as well so they can't escape. And then we've got the viewing platform up at the top. So yeah, nice little area for our Microraptors friends doing their thing. So I'm just going to take you guys up to the top viewing platform. This section over here, you can see that we've got a door for our backstage area. I won't take you out there just yet because I did say we are going to go inside the building. So let me just drop that down to be guest height. So here we go. It's nice and open up for us. And then we've got a little board here tell us like opening times and what we can expect inside. So we've got some seating here, nice open window, some information boards. Then over here we've got our implied habitat. So if you're a staff member, then you'd come through this door and then you can get straight into the habitat there to give it a nice clean. And if you are sorry about that little icon, I cannot get rid of it for love nor money, so we'll just have to kind of deal with it. If you pushchair, wheelchair guest, then you can use our little implied elevator there, and then we've got a little sign as well. This is our backstage area, so we'll just hop through this door, and then you can see we've got the kitchen here, so some food, some buckets and stuff that they can feed the Microraptor, little sink area as well for them, seating, and then this is just our little implied chart for them to check things out. Coat hooks, essential, and then we'll just hop back out. Over here we do have a little section that'll give us more information about the Microraptors or about this actual implied habitat as well. So we'll just pop in here to let you guys see the rock work. Love this mural at the back. You can see I've not continued it up to the top, and that is just because from this angle you can't really see it. So I was just like, this is just for guests really, so we'll just keep it at that point. If we go through this door here, this will take us to the outside, which I've put in one of my general waste bins, and again that takes you around the corner to that section there. So this is just the backstage for that. This would also be a fire exit as well, just in case. I did actually make fire, what are they called? Fire hydrants? No, they're not hydrants. Fire extinguishers. I have made them previously. You can see the Triceratops through this window as well. And then over here, we've got, again, more information boards, some seats for our guests, some flowers there. And this is kind of the best area that you will see them. So if the Microraptors are flying up and around, then you can have a really good look of them in the treetops as well. Plus, you get to see the Microraptor, sorry, the Triceratops in the background doing their thing. They are so noisy. And yeah, over here is just the exit point for our guest as well to go downstairs. So that is essentially it for this one. We're just going to hop through this glass here and have a look at the outside of it. So we do have obviously this backstage area here, and then this bit I just cordoned it off a little bit for maybe the golf carts. Maybe we could get some like parking in here for them as well. Just so they can zoom around the park a little bit faster and look after all our dinosaurs. So yeah, that is our Microraptor Aviary, all in position. I have done a little bit more landscaping to the park as well, so I'll happily show you guys that off in our next live stream. So until then, let's end with one of our Microraptors, as it is their time to shine. The little noisy things that they are. I think this one's having a little snooze. Yeah, sleeping. Yup. Okay, well, it's goodbye from the Microraptor and it's goodbye from me. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care.